Exciting Parfait asks, question for the men with live-in girlfriends, wives that are Filipina. Has she ever thrown all your clothes and stuff into a big pile in the middle of the floor and made a big mess? If you got a little argument, walking on them until I move them? Should I break up with her now? We had a minor argument that caused her to do this. I kept calm the entire time, and she ramped up to get a reaction from me, which I didn't give her. But the disrespect is crazy, and there's nothing I can do about it unless I decide to move her out. I feel like I should move her out now. She isn't my wife. Well, your feelings are correct. Any woman that behaves that way, that is not your wife, over something that you claim is a small argument, needs to be kicked out immediately. You need to put your foot down and let her know who the man of a relationship is. Do not be a simp. Do not give in to every single need they have. Do not become lower than her in a relationship. Kick her out. Simple. Get someone who actually respects you. There are plenty of women in the Philippines you can live with that actually benefit your life, not the opposite. CPT Red Dangerous says, my brother, you knew the answer before you started typing. Luckily, all your stuff is in a center location, so packing should be a snap. Precisely. There's no way around this. Move out. CC says, you gave her the impression that she can walk all over you to get you to say sorry. Your stuff is the metaphor. Precisely. If you allow this to slip, if you let her behaving this way and telling her that it's okay, that she can simply stay, and then what will she do next? What is the next situation? What happens when there's a meaningful argument, a meaningful discussion, or you do or say something she doesn't agree with? What's next? All your stuff out in the hallway or thrown outside the balcony? You cannot tolerate women like this. You escape the West to get away from women precisely who behave this way. Do not allow her to walk all over you. Inandez says, fuck that. Next one, bro, there are a lot of options. I love my partner, but if she was at all like this, she'd be gone long ago, because life is short and I want a pleasant one. Yes, that's the question. Why are you still wanting to be with someone who behaved this way? You know the answer deep down. We all know the answer. Let's not repeat the same mistakes that plenty of simps make in the Pinoy land. Dull List says, it will be difficult to get rid of her because it sounds like she thinks she has full control of you. You're gonna have to move out without telling her because she will give you trouble and accuse you of something. Yes, if she is that psychotic and unstable, then you need to move out quietly. Do not tell her anything. When she's at the store, at her family's, outside, or simply anywhere that you are not, pack your shit and get the fuck out. It's not worth the headache. Simply move on and document everything. Record everything. Make statements, claims, make videos, pictures, email yourself all the evidence in case she decides to be stupid in the future. Another person, dyslexic dancer, says, I've been here for a little over 2 years. My Filipino wife and I have had arguments, but nothing on the level you're dealing with. The worst I get is the usual silent treatment for a few hours until she calms down. How long have you known her? If this is a long-term relationship and this is her first tirade, then I might have a conversation with her after she calms down. If you are a relatively new couple, then that would be a deal breaker for me. I say go with your gut and end things. No matter your decision, just be careful how you handle this because she has all the power. A simple call to the police and a false accusation could have you in jail waiting for years for a court date. This is exactly what you need to do. Video the whole thing, have evidence, and make her understand. If she ever acts this way again, actually fuck that. There's no recourse or trying to resolve this issue like an adult because she clearly isn't an adult. Just go on with your life. Find someone else. Boysenberry says, local here, very disrespectful and immature way of dealing with things. Unfortunately, it's a very common trait among people coming from low-income class, and they don't think it's wrong. Edit. Anyone can be disrespectful and immature regardless of education and social status, and communities struggling with poverty, violence, and abuse are normalized because people are focused on survival and don't have the support system to break the cycle. Yes, blame it on poverty. Why not? I mean, If it's a side effect of that, then so be it. But do not tolerate disrespect like that, regardless of her background. If her background is a problem, then get with someone who has similar background and leave her alone. Giggle Hacks says, I would instantly break up. There's a reason there are so many single moms in the Philippines. Most women have massive communication issues from growing up in a culture with non-confrontational. They have no real social skills when it comes to resolving disputes. It's so bad it almost feels like a mental illness. Because their society avoids confrontation, the neurons that would normally develop in childhood by dealing with problems, correcting issues, or handling disputes simply aren't there. So, when they get upset, they turn into a foaming at the mouth animal with no logic at all. Some of this behavior can be excused if they're on birth control, since that affects hormones, but if she's not and still acts like that, it's only going to get worse. Break up with her and just throw her back in the shed you found her from. She can ruin someone else's life. Precisely. It's harsh, but it needs to be done. You cannot tolerate disrespect and behavior such as the one described above. No Brilliant says, been with my Filipino wife almost 24 years. At times, I've made her rightfully madder than a bobcat in burlap bag. Been caught dead to dirty rice before, and she's never pulled anything like that. And she never has told anyone, not a family, not a friend. I'd know she was meltdown mad, and she'd say, I respect you too much to tell anyone, which actually made me feel real bad. Think I'm about done with bad dog school now. But I am extremely thankful that she's committed, far from stupid, highly educated, strong, provincial values, and better than gold, a trophy wife without any American bitch attitude. Well, way to pat yourself on the back there, No Brilliant. This wasn't about you. But I guess the point you're making is there are some good ones out there. Then again, you're married 24 years. Let's say you met 25 years ago. That's 2.5 decades ago, almost in an entire different century. Things have changed dramatically. These days, it's not the same. TikTok, Instagram, online dating, and getting money from foreign men and sponsors have completely ruined Filipino women and what they believe they deserve, which is definitely not this. She does not deserve to stay with this man. Duke Stamina says, first of all, this sort of crazy is not representative of Filipino women. Here we go again, a Filipino white knight savior. Of course it is. This kind of behavior is very common. What do you think tempo is? Why do you think they normalize this? This is exactly what they teach the kids and how to behave towards a man. Marion says, if she is not your wife, this kind of behavior will be downside for the relationship. Or you sit down and if she listens at the suggestion that you're not comfortable with that good and she promised to change the behavior, good. If not, she will not get the ring. Reckon says, to some, this sounds like a minor issue, but really it's not. This is not normal acting from a human being. Sounds like she has serious mental health issues. You probably didn't see it before, but sounds like this is the start. It will just get worse. Leave and save yourself. That is what this man should do, hands down. It's not even a question. If the relationship is not new and he genuinely cares about her and this is the first time, then the only other option is to sit her down and let her know that it can never ever happen again. This type of behavior should never be tolerated. It is extremely disrespectful, especially towards a man. The best comment from yesterday's video is from Moto Kenny. Another down-to-earth video. Your info isn't what Western men want to hear, but it's the truth and nothing but the truth. That's the point of these videos. I want people to be aware of both sides of the country. Some people have a good time, but majority of you will not. And that is the reality. You need to prepare yourself to not be taken advantage of and know the truth about the Philippines. There is no worst comment for that video. Subscribe to the channel to learn more about the Philippines. Thanks for watching. God bless.